everyone, hope you're all well and you had a good week. My week was great, it was very busy, quite a few events to go to. In fact, I should have been in Covent Garden today actually. There's a new pyjama launch going on, believe it or not, and for some reason buying pyjamas at the moment seems to be my favourite thing to do. So, but anyway, it's been such a horrible day. It's been raining all day, and also we've got the Queen's birthday celebrations going on, and I don't really think going into the centre of London today would have been a good idea. So I stayed at home, caught up with my daughters, had a nice lunch, caught up with emails as well, so I'm sort of ahead for next week. So I feel quite prepared for everything there. And I just want to say a big thank you, first of all, before we start talking today about the hair loss. Thank you to everyone who signed up for the newsletter last week, and thank you so much for the feedback. It's great to hear from you and what you think, because it sort of tells us that we're doing the right things and what we should include and what we shouldn't include. So thank you for that, and I'm pleased that everybody is enjoying the Menopause Maintenance Manual. That was your free download that we did, just a quick sort of guide for you to keep handy, free download, so you can sort of keep it close by and sort of refer to it as and when you need it. It's just always handy to have rather than having to read through lots of information. And the diet plan as well, the menopause eating plan, that seems to be going really well, so I'm glad you're enjoying that. Don't forget that if you've got anything, any questions you want to ask, anything about it, please do contact me. I'm always here to give you support, and sort of anything that you're not sure about, I'll be here. I've just actually realised, if you didn't see my video last week, you probably got no idea what I'm talking about. What I'll do is I'll put links in below after I finish talking to you guys. I'll put links in below so you can sign up for the newsletter, which is a monthly one. The next one's out at the beginning of July sometime. The Menopause Maintenance Manual, if you want to sign up for that as well, that's your free download. And the Menopause Eating Plan, there's a short video which will tell you more about that if you're interested. So I'll put all that below with my email, and then you can tune in and see what you think of that. But today I'm going to be talking about thinning hair loss, what's going on, why it's happening, and what we can do about it. I've noticed actually that over the last few months my hair, and I know I sort of wear it flipped over, but I've got a receding, my hairline's receding as well, and I'm going grey. But I don't know whether that's actually because it's genetic. I know my father's hairline was very similar to this, and also my brother's is the same. So it could be genetic or it could be hormonal, but both, don't know. Anyway, so what happens is when we're going through menopause, obviously it's all connected to our hormones again. Estrogen and testosterone are the two hormones here that affect our hair. It's actually quite normal to lose round about 50 to 100 hairs a day. That's normal, nothing to worry about. But when you start brushing your hair or washing your hair and you see lots of hair in your hairbrush or in the drain, and you sort of think, oh my goodness, you start to sort of panic, are you going bald or whatever, and it's a bit worrying, it's a bit disconcerting, especially if you haven't got much hair to begin with in the first place. But basically what happens is estrogen is responsible for strengthening the hair follicle and keeping the hair in the head for its whole growing phase. So when we start to lose estrogen, what happens is the hair falls out sooner than it should, so it doesn't complete its whole growth cycle, so it's falling out and it obviously becomes more noticeable. But also accompanying that is, as our estrogen levels decline, we can become testosterone dominant for a short period of time. Not necessarily our testosterone levels rising, but because our estrogen has dipped, it sort of makes us testosterone dominant. Now what testosterone does is it actually causes the hair follicle to shrink, and this can actually cause hair to fall out sooner than it should. It damages the hair follicle, and then when the hair regrows, it can grow through a lot finer. So if testosterone is unopposed because we don't have enough estrogen, then it's going to damage the hair follicle. So, and also without estrogen, we don't produce enough natural oils from our sebaceous glands. Now, most hair follicles are connected to a sebaceous gland, and if there is no sebum or natural oil there, the hair follicle can become damaged and the hair will fall out. And in this case, it could actually be permanently damaged, so the hair doesn't grow back again. So those are the reasons, that's what's happening basically to your hair. If you're noticing your hair loss, it's all to do with that imbalance of your testosterone and the estrogen and testosterone actually attacking the hair follicle. So what we can actually do about it, there's over-the-counter medicines, not medicines, sort of treatments and various products that you can buy. One of them is Regain, which has been around for a long time. I think it started out just for men actually, but I noticed when I was looking at it the other day that they do a women's range now as well. And when you look at products like this, which are specifically for hair regrowth, rather than it just being a shampoo, you need to look at the special actives. And the special actives that are in these types of products, there's one called minoxidil. And what minoxidil does is it actually enlarges the hair follicle and it strengthens it. So it's going to keep the hair in the head and in the growing phase a lot longer. So minoxidil is something that you need to look for on the ingredients list. And another ingredient is ketoconazole, I think that's how you pronounce it, or ketoconazole. And what this does is it actually restricts the amount of testosterone that can reach the hair follicle. So it stops it from damaging it, and again it keeps it in the growth cycle a lot longer. So those two ingredients are what you need to look for. There are other products, other companies that market products for hair loss, but they probably just put things like peppermint oil or tea tree oil or something like that in, which will stimulate the scalp. It'll leave a tingling sensation, and we think it's doing something, but it's not. It's just giving that sensation of doing something. So it's got to have something in there to do it. So those two ingredients, I'll put them in below in the comments below so you can actually see them. It's minoxidil and ketoconazole or ketoconazole. Or alternatively, there's another company which you've probably heard of and probably seen, because I know that they're sort of advertised quite a lot, is a company called Planter 39. Now they do a range of products. They do shampoos. I've just got some here, I'm just trying to find them for you. They do shampoos, hair conditioners and hair tonics. And what they use is been developed and designed by Dr. Wolf Research, and they use a phytocaffeine complex as their active ingredient in the products. These are them here. And basically what this does, it works in the same way as the ketoconazole that I was just talking about. It restricts the amount of testosterone that can reach the hair follicle. So it's protecting the hair follicle and keeping the hair in the head a lot longer. And it's on their packaging, they say it's like hair over 40. So basically for hormonally aging hair, because anybody at that age is pretty much, their hormones are in fluctuation. So these products here, and then they do this, the tonic as well, and this is what you use to put on afterwards for the hair roots. So Planter 39, check it out. It comes with this little leaflet, so you can actually see more information on there. It tells you all about what happens to your hormones, but basically the main premise of it is this phytocaffeine complex, which is going to protect the hair follicle from the attack of testosterone. And they've very kindly given me a couple of sets of these to give away. I've been using it for a couple of weeks, and I must say it smells absolutely lovely. It's really, really lovely. And it's nice to use. It's a very fresh sort of smell. It's not a heavily perfumed product. Very nice to smell. It lathers up on the hair, and it's easy to wash out as well. I think you do need to be using it for quite a while, at least a couple of months before it's you start to notice a difference. So if you want to try this for free, I've got a couple of sets to give away. I've got the full size ones of the shampoo and the conditioner. One's for colour treated hair and one's for fine damaged hair. So just drop me an email, and I will choose a couple of people next week and just send them out to you, and you can just try it just to see what you think, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, you've not lost anything. But I think from all of the literature and the ingredients that are in there, it looks pretty good, and it's equally as good as the Regain and the other products that you see. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in trying that. then so basically, yeah, this is going to slow down. I mean, hair loss and hair thinning hair, it will slow down once your hormones have found their natural level and they're not fluctuating so much, and they've equaled out in your body, they've found their equilibrium. It will stop. Otherwise we'd see an awful lot of bold menopausal women out there walking the streets. So it does calm down, it does stop, but not, your hair may not necessarily return to the thickness it was pre-menopause days. And also if your hair's going grey as well, you know, I love grey hair. I think it looks lovely, it looks so elegant. I'd love for my hair to go grey. It's starting to go grey here, but it's taking forever. I would love for my hair to be white. It would be great. And there are some really great products out that I've just got to show you, because there's a company called White Hot Hair, which they've developed these specifically for grey hair or white hair, and they smell absolutely wonderful. They're like, you know, when you walk into a hairdresser's and you get that lovely smell of all the products they're using and everything, that it smells like that. So they've somehow managed to capture that smell and put it in here, and it just smells lovely. Because when hair goes grey, it's a lot. It can be coarser. It can be a little bit harder to style. So it does need sort of special products to look after it and nourish it and condition it. And White Hot Hair, they do. Let me show you. They do shampoo, conditioner, masks, serums. They do a whole range of products here, which you can try out. If you check out their website, www.whitehothair.co.uk, you can see what they do, but also they've very kindly given me a discount code for you guys to use, 15% off all of their products until the end of July. So if you want to try them, just again send me an email. I'll give you the code, because it's only for you ladies on this page that they're offering it to. So let me know. You don't have to type anything in the email, just put in the subject line White Hot Hair code, and I'll email it back to you. And then what you do, go onto the website, have a look at the products, and then at checkout you just put this code in and you'll automatically get 15% off. So that's great. So thank you very much for that, White Hot Hair, and I'm sure you'll love it. Well, I love the smell anyway, so it's great. So what else can we do? I think massaging the scalp, I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, you don't need to wash your hair every day. I think if you're washing your hair too much, it can dry out the hair, and if you're then using like hair dryers or curling tongs or straighteners, the heat from those can actually damage the hair even further. And you don't need to wash it every day. I think two or three times a week maximum. I wash mine twice a week and that's it. But what I also do is a scalp massage, which is great for stimulating new blood flow to the hair follicles and bringing oxygen to the scalp as well. And a very simple recipe, which I use to massage your scalp with, is just get a good base oil, like I use coconut oil, a couple of teaspoons of that, warm it up in the microwave, add a couple of drops of an essential oil, like thyme or cedarwood or rosemary. Those oils are particularly good for stimulating hair growth. So add a couple of drops of those, mix it together, and then put it onto your head, onto the crown of your head, and then just sort of rake it through your scalp. Sort of start at the top and sort of rake it through with your fingers, down towards your ears and down towards the nape of your neck. And then start massaging. So get your fingers in like a claw shape and just sort of massage your head. And make sure you're doing it firm enough so you can actually feel and see your scalp move. Okay, so you just do that for about 10-15 minutes and give yourself a good massage, and then you can actually feel the oils sort of nourishing the skin, the scalp as well as sort of... my mind's gone completely... my mind's gone blank. See, I know what you know what I'm feeling, because I've got a menopause brain freeze. What am I talking about? Come on, Jane. Massaging your head. So you're massaging your head. Do it for about 10 minutes. Wrap your head in cling film, and then put a towel on your head and leave it on, and or even leave it on overnight. If you can leave it on overnight, and put on a soft shower cap or put a towel on your pillow, I'm talking quickly now in case I forget what I'm going to say again. I put a towel on the pillow and leave it on overnight and just rinse it off the next morning. So that can help. And I mean, do that maybe twice a month. I mean, I should do it more really, but it does feel nice. But you can also do it on dry hair. You don't necessarily need to use an oil all of the while. You just get the added benefit of the nutrients and the moisturising effect when you're doing it with an oil. But if you're just sitting in front of the TV, or if you're at work, or you've got 5 minutes, just sort of do your massage. And you can buy those little things, can't you, that you put on your head to massage. That's all good sort of to massage your head with. So yeah, so do try that. So other things that we can do, obviously if you're taking HRT, you won't have many symptoms of menopause at all, or if you are getting symptoms and you're taking HRT, then go back to your doctor, because you shouldn't be. And if you've made the decision to take HRT and you're still suffering from various symptoms, you might need it just tweaking slightly. So just go and see him, have a chat, and he will either up the dose or change the application or something. And likewise, if you've been taking HRT for a while and you find that it's stopped working, your body may just need a little bit more of a boost, so go and chat with him. But if you're not taking HRT, if you've not gone down that route, try and look at foods that contain phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens are plant hormones, and they're very similar to our human estrogen, so the body can absorb them, and it can give your natural hormone level a bit of a boost. So look at foods like broccoli, dark green leafy veg like spinach or kale or bok choy or cabbage. All of those types of things are quite rich in phytoestrogens, as is soya bean, soya supplements, tofu. What I would say about the tofu, the soya things though, is make sure you use fermented soya, because soya beans contain something called phytic acid, and the body can't break that down, so it can't actually utilize all of the nutrients and the plant hormones in the soybean unless it's broken down. And if it's fermented, then that actually does that for you, so the body can utilize it much better. And things like protein as well. Obviously the hair is made up of protein, and it's a protein called keratin, which is the same protein that makes up our fingernails. So look at foods like chicken, for example, is quite rich in protein, and it's also a good source of B6, vitamin B6, which is good for skin cell renewal. Fish, salmon is rich in the omega-3s, which you probably know, so that will actually help to moisturize the hair, keep it well nourished. And trout, I've not had trout for ages actually, that's rich in B12, and that actually helps to improve the blood cells and produce a good supply of blood to the scalp. Lentils do the same thing actually. They're good for keeping red blood cells healthy. So if you don't like fish, if you're not a fish type person, then try lentils, because they do pretty much the same thing. Walnuts, again, they're rich in the omegas, so again for moisturising the hair, keeping it well nourished. Pumpkin seeds are good for magnesium, and we know magnesium is quite rich, quite good for a lot of menopause symptoms, but it's also good for helping with hair growth. Beef is a good source of iron. It's also a good source of zinc, and zinc can actually help the hair maintain the colour, so it's good for that as well. Egg yolks contain something called biotin, which is a B vitamin, and that can actually help repair hair follicles, but the eggs need to be cooked, so the body can't utilize the biotin in eggs if they're raw, so make sure that you cook them. Not that I don't think I eat raw eggs in anything actually, to be honest. So carrots, they're high in beta carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A, and that can help produce more sebum in our sebaceous gland, so help keep our hair follicles well nourished. Sunflower seeds, rich in vitamin E, and vitamin E in this case can actually promote blood flow to the scalp, All of these things are good for lots of different things in your diet. They're very nutritious and they're very beneficial, but just relating to the hair. And water as well. Keep well hydrated, because water makes up a quarter of the weight of a hair strand. So if you're well hydrated, then obviously your hair will be supple and it will look fuller. So make sure you're well hydrated as well. Keep stress to a minimum. Obviously, I know that's easier said than done, but if you get stressed, it can actually, and you are suffering from hair loss, it can make it worse. So do your meditation or your breathing or whatever you do to manage your stress levels. Try and keep that in control if possible. Iron deficiency, if you are in perimenopause and your periods are heavier, or you're getting them more regular, or they're longer, and you're losing more blood than normal, then you could be iron deficient. So look at iron rich foods or take a supplement. Spinach and beef and red meats are all good sources of iron. If you're post-menopause, it's very unlikely that you will be iron deficient unless you've got some other health problem connected to it. So it's unlikely that you will have an iron deficiency once you're post-menopause. And then there's medical treatments. I mean, if you've tried all of the over-counter remedies and you think you need a little bit more help, and you're noticing bald patches, then go and talk to your doctor. He will definitely be able to help. If not, he will recommend you to a specialist who will. And prescription things you're looking at, you could be looking at a product which has got minoxidil in it again, but probably at a higher percentage, because we said that the Regain products have got minoxidil in, but when you're getting it on prescription, I think Regain it's in like 1 or 2%, I'm not sure. But so if you're getting it on prescription, it will be a high percentage in there. So that could be something that helps. There's something, I'm just looking at my notes here, there's something called a platelet-rich plasma injection. And this is also known as the vampire hair growth treatment. So what this does is they actually take your blood and they take the platelets from the blood. They put the blood in the machine, twiddle it around or whatever they do, extract the platelets from the blood, and then they inject that back into your head. And apparently these stem cells stimulate new hair growth. That's supposed to help. Don't really know anything more about it than that. So, but it's something to start your search with. If it's something that you think you might be interested in, put it into Google. It's the platelet-rich plasma injections, also known as the vampire hair growth treatment, and that will throw back various things at you, and you can sort of start your research from there. There's also some oral supplements which are available on prescription. They go under the brand names of Proscar or Propecia. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not entirely sure. And these are normally prescribed to postmenopausal women. They are prescribed a lot for men. So, but normally postmenopausal women they would be prescribed to. Talk to your doctor about them. I know that you can get them on the internet, but obviously I would strongly advise against buying anything like this on the internet, especially if you're on any other medication. You don't quite know how they're going to react or interact with other medications. So talk to your doctor about that, and they are oral supplements that you could talk about with him. And then you can also use products to boost hair follicles. So I just picked these up the other day, and they're just two products that, there's quite a few out there, there's so many products, but these ones are for volume and to use for root lift. So they're protecting the root, but also what they do is they'll give a bit of volume to the root, so you actually get the hair looks fuller and thicker as well. So that might be something to use as well. I think all of these things together, I think probably using just one you may not get the best effect, but if you can use a combination of different things, you might find that you get a benefit from using different things together. And also talk to your hairdresser, because sometimes having your hair cut can make it look thicker, or having some colour added to it can give the illusion that it's thicker than what it actually is. So talk to him about that. He can actually probably advise you on the best cut to have for the shape of your face. And then also hair weaves. I think hair weaves have come a long way since way back when. I mean, I remember my mum used to have a wig and she used to keep it on one of these white polystyrene heads. Do you remember those? And she used to keep it on there, and I just remember it sitting on her dressing table. But I think they've come a long way since then. I think they're far more sophisticated now. And if you do have sort of like a bald patch, you can get ones that you put on and you can actually pull bits of your own hair through, I think. I'm not entirely sure exactly how they work, but it looks very natural, and they're very light, so it's not like retaining all the heat in your head as well. So you could actually pull bits of your own hair through and it looks natural. So you could maybe look at that as well. So that's about it for hair loss. But we also find that we get hair growing where we don't necessarily want it to grow during menopause because of this flux in our hormones, and we can get hairs like growing on our chest, on our chin, on our back, and all sorts of random odd places, the odd hair growing. So I mean, what can we do about this? I mean, if it's just the odd hair, then I would definitely go for tweezers. Just they're quick, they're practical, they're easy, and you can just pull it out. So I don't quite know why I think I've got hair growing that much in there, but just get your tweezers and just pull it out wherever it may be. Make sure you pull in the direction of your hair growth, because if you don't, it could break off and then you're just left with like a little bit of a stubble, and it will grow through quite rough and grow through a lot quicker as well. So just pull in the direction you're pulling the hair out at the root, so the regrowth will be a lot slower. And I was reading the other day, which quite amazed me, about women who shave their faces. I don't know whether you saw that. It was sort of in the news. And I don't know whether I'm missing something here, but I don't understand why you would shave your face. I think if you've got a partner or a husband who shave their faces, you know exactly what happens. You know, it's sort of smooth for a little while, but then they get the stubble growing through. They can get a rash, a razor rash or whatever it's called, and then they cut themselves and they've got all these bits of paper stuck on their cuts or whatever. So I don't really quite get why women would shave their face. But if you do, if that's something that you do, I'd love to hear from you, because I don't know whether it's like something that I'm just not connecting with or something, but I just don't see the point of it at all. So yeah, I wouldn't do that at all. Bleaching, I mean, if you do bleach, if you've got like the fine hair above your lip or something and you bleach, I think that's fine. But hormonal growth hair tends to be a lot coarser, and bleaching it, I think, is not going to make it any less noticeable, whether it is white or black or brown or whatever colour it is, it's still going to be there. So I think bleaching is really not a great thing to do for hormonal hair growth. Next thing is waxing or sugaring. Those things, pretty much the same technique as tweezing really. It pulls the hair out at the root. So if you've got a larger area to cover that you need to get rid of, then that could be good. I think going to a salon and having it done professionally is probably the best thing if you've got quite a lot to do. These pre-waxed strips that you can buy, I think they're great for in between salon visits, or if you're going on holiday or something and you need to do bikini line or whatever, but they don't seem to stick as well as when you go and have it done professionally in a salon. So and you sort of rip it off and some of the hairs are left behind or they break off. So, but like I say, they're useful to have as a standby or as a fill-in between salon treatments. And then the other thing you can do is laser or electrolysis. Now what this does is it actually destroys the hair follicle. So you're destroying the hair follicle and it won't grow anymore. So you can, it may take several treatments. It won't work just with one treatment. So if you've got a large area to do, if you're talking about, you know, like your legs or your arms or whatever, it could be a very lengthy and costly process to do. But if you've just got the odd hair here and there, it may be worth booking a treatment or a session of treatments, but you will probably need several treatments before it takes effect. Well, you can actually use these. This is you can get these now. I don't know whether you've seen them. These are like little laser machines that you can use yourself at home. This is my daughter's actually. She's using it on her legs, and she's been using it for a few months, and she's just starting to notice patches where they're not growing back. So it was actually a Christmas present, so she's been using it for 6 months. I don't know whether she's been religious at using it or not, but she is noticing areas that where they're not growing back. So she's persevering with it, but it does take time. But if you've just got a small area to do, then I would definitely think about either, I don't think these are as strong as the salon ones. I think if you go to a salon, I think that the laser, the strength of it would be stronger than the ones that you get at home. But they are quite good, and I think you can get smaller ones of these too, just for your face as well, so they might be worth trying. And then pubic hair. I mean, we lose pubic hair as well, for pretty much the same reasons that we lose hair on our head and anywhere else. So, and some women are not bothered about it, you know, it becomes patchy or whatever, and they're fine with it. Others want to minimise the effect. And you can use the above treatments. You can wax, you can tweeze, you can do the laser treatment as well. So whatever you sort of feel comfortable with, whatever you want to go with, then I would look at that. But otherwise, just, you know, just go with the flow, just whatever makes you happy. So that's it. So that is why we lose hair. So we know it's all to do with estrogen and testosterone. The hair, the growth cycle of the hair falls out sooner than it should. The hair follicle is attacked by testosterone, which causes it to shrink without being opposed by estrogen. And all of these things that you can try that can help slow the hair loss down while you're going through this stage of hormones fluctuating. But do remember, it does calm down once your hormones have settled down and reached that level in the body where that's it, no more, they're not up and down all the while, then your hair loss will slow down as well. So, you know, I know it can be quite alarming when you see all of the hair in your brush, but it does stop eventually. So these are the sort of things you can do in the meantime. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being with me again. Next week, I think I'm going to be talking about bone health next week. What happens, sort of osteoporosis. I lost you. Every time I do this, at some stage it always loses connection. So anyway, I'm back now. So yes, so bone health next week. So we'll be looking at that. Calcium is milk or dairy products. Are they really the best source of calcium? So we'll be talking about that. I'm going to put all of the links below. I'm going to give you my email address, so you can email me for the Planter 39. Check out their website, planter.com, and you can also ask me for the code for white hot hair at whitehothair.co.uk. Ask me for that so you can get your 15% discount. They've got some lovely products there that you can try if your hair's grey. I'm very envious of you if you have got lovely grey hair, white hair. And I will also put the links up, so if you missed out last week on signing up for the newsletter, you can sign up for that. You can sign up for the Menopause Maintenance Manual, which is your quick reference guide for quick overview of menopause, and you can also find out about the menopause eating plan, more about that, and do email me if you've got anything that you want to know. I wish you a good week. I hope menopause is kind to you. I hope you don't have too many hot flushes. I hope you get plenty of sleep, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thanks for being with me. Bye bye.